All right, we are live. Let me just, or I think we're live. There we go. Oh, look at that. I can see myself. I didn't get an ad. That's cool. It's exciting. That's like half a cent less that I'll make today. Darn. Anyway, it is Sunday night. Welcome back to the stream. I'm excited to get rolling here on round 101. Perfect timing last week. Yeah, let's dive into this. I really quickly have to turn down my AC because I turned it up because I was freezing, and now it's too hot. But let's get rolling. Christopher likes saying, good Sunday evening, Ewan and GeoPimps. Let's extend this into the triple digits. We're already there. There we go. Work's cut out for us. So we're already in the triple digits. So seeing Zona 30 here. This should be fairly... No. Alright, this will be interesting. Is that... Oh, it... .cz. I was about to say something stupid, and then I saw the web address. WDig saying, yo, we're so back and locked in. We are indeed so back. And WDig saying, .cz. Christopher likes saying, check yeah. Let's run it. Let me click. It's not letting me click. I can move, but I can't. So I can click here. All right, let's just refresh. That's weird. There we go. Fixed it. Awesome. This is Rwanda. No, I'm not going to flex. It is Rwanda. It is 110% Rwanda. Let me at least prove it so that I don't do anything stupid. These signs over here should say KG for Kigali. Or KN. Same system at least. Where could this be instead? It could be here. Kinigi. I 100%. I know this is Rwanda. Yeah, WDig asking is that a different district or something. That's what I'd assume. Right, it's just a different... It's just not Kigali. It's Rwanda, but not Kigali. And, of course, we're down here. Let's look. That kind of looks like Kinyarwandan, which is the local language. Steel Rwa. Made in Rwanda. I think we're good for Rwanda here. Yeah, Rwanda right here as well. Any objections to that? I think we're good. Yep, WDig saying Def Rwanda. It is Kigali. That's weird. Brazil. Watch, we're going to see Portuguese in about 5 seconds. Nope, it's English. Awesome. That's anytime that's what I get for talking too soon. Okay, so it says safaris. I'm feeling Kenya. Okay, yeah, left-hand drive. I was about to freak out. Riverside Hardware. I don't know. Nothing's... Oh, here's a thought. Sun is to the northeast. And Kenya's in two different hemispheres. Yay! That's brilliant. Christopher likes saying looks like Kenya, smells like Kenya. I do also. I think it's Kenya. Cat saying good evening, Ewan and all. Good evening, cats. Good to have you in here. Maybe you know if this is Kenya or not. I really can't think of anywhere else it could be. It could be Uganda, but I don't think it is. It's not much Ugandan coverage. You know what? There's nothing this van could say that could convince me. After the South Africa van in what country is that? Lesotho. After that, I don't trust. No, I don't trust vans. Il Tired is here too, just eating grilled chicken fajitas. I love that. I actually also had some grilled chicken this evening. I made my grilled chicken. I did more than just eat it out of a bag today. I actually timed my dinner correctly today. But I made chicken, put it on a whole wheat bun, got some mustard, and then I went to get my spinach, and my spinach had disappeared. So I started some drama in the roommate group chat, because I was like, where's my spinach? So, the spinach was not found. Also, it says Kenya right here. We good with that? We thought it was Kenya. It says Kenya. I think we're good. Yeah, Cat saying leaning Kenya, but we need more clues. Il Tired saying hashtag progress. Exactly. I feel good about myself. I do still feel hungry though, so I will need to continue. I slightly meal prepped, so I'll just eat some more of the chicken after this. But that's okay. Is that's Japanese? W Dick saying not the missing spinach, dude. Everyone denies it. Both my roommates deny it. I didn't throw it out. It's gone. Yep, everyone's saying Japan. Let's do it. Awesome. Robot fish. I'm bookmarking that as soon as we find out where this is. I'm going to Robot Fish a restaurant someday if I ever visit wherever we are right now. Oh, this is Hungary. Utka. That looks Hungarian. Yeah, .hu. W Dig saying Hungary. Yep. Cat saying Hungary. Hungary. Hold on, let me really quick remember the name of this place. Robot Fish. Robot Fish. Hungary. Not something I ever thought I'd type. Yeah, this is it. Not whatever that is. Okay, wait, let's... Okay, it's in Budapest. Let's just make sure it's the right spot. Yep, that's the right spot. Yeah, Cat's saying, yeah, look up Robot Fish. So this is... Robot Fish swims thanks to artificial blood. That's interesting. So this is the entirety of the information we have. Oh, here we go. We have it on Facebook. I'm more confused now. It's a clothes shop? It's a jeans shop. Interesting. Okay. So if anyone's ever in Budapest and needs some jeans, Robot Fish, you know where to go. Sammy Marco joined in as we were on Robot Fish on Facebook. I'm asking why are we on Hungarian Facebook. We found a shop called Robot Fish and had to look into it. Japan, right? Yeah, exactly, W-Dig. That's way too much denim. Nobody needs that much denim. That's no real diversity in their product. Gotta have some more stuff. How many jeans have you all bought in the last 5 years? Because I know my answer. It's 2, and it's only 2 because one fit incorrectly, but it still kind of fits if I wear a belt, so I still own it. Yeah, W Dick saying Old Navy's been real quiet since that dropped. Yeah, just Old Navy's market share in Hungary just being eroded. Are we good with Japan? I feel like we are good here. Christopher likes saying the only person who can get away with that much denim is John Cena. I've genuinely never noticed that, but that's totally a valid observation. Yeah, Cat saying Japan. Hey, Cat saying I bought 5 as I have to wear jeans to work. See, you're wearing jeans to work and you've bought 5 in 5 years. They need to diversify their product. You can't be selling enough jeans. I refuse to believe that is an economically viable store. Okay, what's going on here? This feels like Colombia. Oh, Ultima. That says Euro though. All right, let's go read this sign. Sammy Marcos saying send Japan. I didn't realize why you were putting an envelope there at first. I was like, envelope Japan, and I realized it's to say send. Not the brightest. Okay, so none of those signs have any words on them, which is awesome. Speaking of not being the brightest, almost made a massive mess up today. So I went to get the visa for Australia, and I went through this whole this whole questionnaire. They wanted to know every time I've sneezed in my life, and I get to the end of it, and they ask for a 200 Australian dollars payment. That's about 130 US, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right for an ETA. This was already way too much for an ETA. The cost is insane. This can't be right. And then I did more research, and I realized you can only get the ETA on the Australian ETA app, and then did it in 5 minutes instead of the 20 the actual visitor visa took me. And the cost was 20 Australian dollars, which is 13 US dollars. And I was just like, I'm so glad I'm an experienced enough traveler that I was like, 200 is insane for an ETA. Man, what is this? Sammy Marco saying I've seen like 3 or 4 shops that sell Virginia Tech merch. I don't know how they're all in business. Honestly, when I've visited friends in college, it was always like you went to that college's team store and you bought a bunch of stuff. Like, that's what we did. So I can see that. Dual script. I'm feeling Serbia right now. Yeah, Cat's saying I think it's Europe. That blue bus stop is mostly Europe. Cat's saying North Macedonia vibes. I could see that too. That's a letter. That's not normal Cyrillic. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, W Diggs and Serbian Montenegro. I would honestly, the fact that there's a character there that I've never seen makes me think North Macedonia, because I think back to that graphic I sent in the Discord, and I don't remember there being a special Serbian character, but I remember there being a Montenegrin one. So I don't know. We'll keep looking. Can we go to this place? I don't think we can. No. Okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, Cat's asking. They ask that. Yeah, always on the app. Same with the UK one. Yeah, didn't realize. I have only needed an ETA. Actually, that wasn't even an ETA in Uzbekistan. That was just a very basic visa. Yeah, I've never needed an ETA before. I just know that I've done it for family visiting the States, and I'm like, this is too complicated. And it wasn't on an app. It was online. And I followed the directions on it was like State Department to Australian government in US website to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyway. Christopher likes saying great video on Blacksburg Transit, Sammy Marco. Ooh. Is it I assume that's a bus video. I doubt they have a subway in Blacksburg. Yeah, everyone's saying there's Balkan. I should read the bottom just to be sure no one has said the country and I miss it because I'm catching up on the chat. Okay. Freezite saying plot twist, Ewan's middle name is Osama. No, I would have gotten the notification back already that I haven't been approved. Yeah, I know several people with that problem, and it actually never manifests into anything negative for them when they travel. But yeah, I agree, Semi Marco. There should be a website that has all the official websites. It was just like. And it still let me do it. It was like citizenship, United States. It was like other citizenship, United Kingdom. And at no point did it flag like, oh, both of these are eligible for ETA and not this really complicated process. It was dumb. But yeah, I agree we need more clues. Wait, WDig is saying that sign maybe said Serbia. Whoops, that was a while back. Cat's saying, yeah, just stay on the road. I think that's kind of the plan here. But Sammy Marco saying using an app to get the e-visa seems more sus than an official website. Okay, well this is 9 kilometers. More sus than an official website. I like to do all my big stuff on a web browser. Exactly. No, I'm exactly the same. I mean, it feels sus getting a visa on your phone. That's something I'm supposed to do on a computer. I do buy plane tickets on the phone, though. I've reached that level. But a visa shouldn't be on the phone, and the only way to get it is downloading the app. Just feels sus. It feels weird and unofficial. But yeah, exactly, Freezite. The visa should be about 20, if you remember correctly. It ended up being 20 and not 200. And I'm just, again, glad I figured out that was an astronomical number. Ukrainian flag? That's interesting. And Tired saying that so millennial of you, Sammy, save those big purchases for a PC. But, like, you know that feeling, right? Where it's important, so you can't just do it on your phone. You actually have to look at a computer screen. Ooh, WDig saying Sava is the river through Belgrade, for what it's worth. Did it say Sava on there? Going back. How far did we get from this van? Okay. Okay, I see. Sava. Okay. I'm happy to do Serbia if people think it's Serbia. Yeah, Christopher likes saying this is Eastern Serbia. Oof. Yeah, Christopher likes saying the Australian visa process is so easy. It was once I found the right thing. Cat saying, I remember I was checking in for a flight to Tel Aviv and they asked me who my grandparents are and if they were Muslims. That is insane. That's ridiculous. I shouldn't do the truck. Trucks move. Yeah, agreed, Freezite. Let's keep moving and confirm, because also that vans move, though it's not like a truck where it's carrying cargo. It's probably only doing domestic work, but still, you never know. Yeah, and exactly, Sammy Marco, it's really just a fee. It's just because you can, really. Like, they're in a situation geographically where it's not like they're in control. They're largely in control of what's coming in here. Like, other than this bit, they can just kind of do whatever and be like, they can make it as strict as they want because it's so easy to control a border that's, well, pretty much all ocean. Yeah. Come on, keep going. Freezite saying I buy plane tickets on the airline apps, get discount coupons and bonus miles sometimes. See, that's the annoying thing is I use the Chase Venture card portal to book flights, but I miss out on the certain perks that you get booking on the airline's website, and it's just annoying. So it was when I was flying back to Tampa recently, I ended up just rebooking outside of the Capital One portal because I was like, this is stressing me out too much, and they just don't help when stuff goes wrong. Knees gas. Lukovo. Don't know Lukovo. The cat saying when you arrive in Australia, you can use the e-gates thanks to the ETA. Love that. Love e-gates. Do not love waiting in line for passport control. Just love walking through. It's, yeah, love having Western citizenship. It's just so easy. Anyway, catching up. That's a really interesting observation, Sammy Marco. E-gates are cool. It's like entering the subway, except it's an entire country. That's a good observation. It's a cool observation. Alright, nothing's jumping out to me here. Freezite saying I'm just a Poyo activist, too busy to shop around. Fair enough. Convenience is what you're looking for. It says stop in English, which doesn't help us at all. But yeah, and that's a good point, Cats. It's not just a fee. They're also trying to get info about you. And Freezite saying my grandpapa was a humble Croatian electric inventor who died in a hotel in New York, maybe. I feel like this is a reference to something. So now you're saying Sammy Marco wants to dox you and you want to keep a low profile. That doesn't look safe. Yeah, Cat's saying sadly you won't. No. Okay, cool. I almost freaked out. Well, I did kind of freak out for a second. But yeah, Cat's saying, yeah, that's the downside with the gates, that you don't get the stamp. It sucks. I love having the stamp because that's, not even with the gates. Some places just fully don't stamp anymore if you come by air. I remember, because all my stamps are my U.S. passport, and I remember going to Argentina last Thanksgiving and being like, I just got off a plane, there's not going to be any, like, why don't you have a stamp from this place kind of thing, like in Bolivia. So I'm going to give them my UK passport because I want stamps in that one. And they took it, they did everything, and they just gave me my passport back. And I was like, why didn't you stamp this? I wanted the stamp. I want to start... I want stamps in both. But eventually I got one in France after using the ETA, after using the gates, the little scan gates. You walk through those, and then there's still passport control. Yeah, that was weird. I didn't think about that at the time. Freezite saying Sammy is still an American hero despite the dox attempt. And yeah, Cat saying Sammy, if you travel a lot, can be a blessing so you don't run out of passport pages. That's a very good point. Cats, do they have the option for you in Canada where you get the bigger passport book? And for people who travel a lot and need a lot of space for stamps, do you have that option? Because I know they have it here. It's a little bit extra. Ooh, what's going on here? Nothing helpful. Freezite saying, last year I walked out the gates in Rome without getting checked or stamped. Yeah, yeah. And then when you flew out of Zurich, they stopped you asking why you didn't have a stamp. Same thing happened to me in Argentina when I tried to go to Chile, and they were like, why is there no stamp? And I was like, I didn't stamp it. And maybe stamp it if they're going to check, you know? Christopher likes saying, my passport control experience at the Melbourne airport was hilarious. Guy wondered what I was doing there. And he went on a reason why Sydney will win the grand finale. They lost. Wait, so the guy was confused as to why you were even in Australia? That's such a weird thing to do. Like, you're literally the border people. How is it confusing to you that a foreigner has shown up? That's what you see every single day. Also, especially an American, it's not like we're a country where there's 3 million of us. We are like the most mobile people ever, because while we are not the biggest country in the world in terms of like people with the economic freedom to go wherever they want, we're kind of, you know, a lot of people with there was a ridiculous amount of people with the economic freedom, therefore Americans are everywhere. It's kind of like, whoa, an American? It's like, no one's ever been shocked to see an American anywhere. You know? That's not a true statement. I will take that statement back. But I mean, like, Australia, Melbourne, come on. Oh, it's the same price for the bigger passport book. It's thicker, so it feels more durable. I'll just get that one next time. Why would I not get that? If they're not going to price me out, I'm getting that. Yeah, exactly, Sammy Marco. What about North Korea? I'd be surprised to see one there. Exactly. That's why I retracted the statement. I realized that was not a correct statement. Jablanika. This is gonna go on forever. The cat saying, no, I had a 10-year-old passport and ran out of pages, so I had to renew my passport 11 months early. That's pretty funny. That's a really funny problem to have, you know? Oh no, I'm so cultured and well-traveled that I have to renew my passport early, darn. And now you get a cool souvenir. You get a passport full of stamps. Are you kidding me? Fruzette saying they've done that to me lots, and Helsinki was the worst. Really? What did they say? Oh, asking about real estate prices in Switzerland, etc., wasting your time. That's so dumb. Were you doing anything suspicious? And, okay, Christopher likes saying, true fact, I was the only American journalist covering the event. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I actually kind of understand that one now. 'Cause I feel like I would be interested if someone from a country that doesn't watch what's an obscure game that only let's say hockey, ice hockey, because NFL people watch that. If someone came from like Italy to cover the NHL, I'd be like, why? I kind of get that one, but all right, let's look at Serbia. Soko Banja. I don't immediately see it. Oh, highway numbers. Good one, Cats. Seems to be the same, but it's the same in Montenegro. It's the same logo. I don't know about... Ooh, Montenegro doesn't have the... Okay, so Serbia has the numbers by themselves. Montenegro has the numbers with a letter at the start. So I think Serbia could be good here. It's dual script. It's not like these are not Bulgarian names. This is Serbia. How do we feel about that? Yeah, Christopher like I'm again catching up. Christopher like saying this is Serbia, but further back. Cat saying Serbia send then. Ooh. Freezite saying I got the passport card, so I don't have to carry my passport as my real ID. You can do that? Okay, Freezite saying that car said SK on the plate. WDig saying I like Serbia. Let's do it. Awesome. Alright. Ooh, wait, real quick. Is this Belgium? Yeah, this is Belgium. Yeah, everyone, yeah. Liege. Also, these signs are in French, but they aren't signs from France. So, do we do it? Yes? Freezite saying careful. El Tired saying careful. Cat saying number 2 is in Belgium. We're good. We are good. Celebratory water. Semi Marco saying, you and I watched a lot, or maybe all, of your early Scotland videos. Your biking endurance is insane. Is there any story from one of those trips that you never put in a video? Ooh. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I did have some endurance back in the day. No, I pretty much recorded everything back then. There was one time I do have an unreleased video from the time, and it was I was down in London and I did a 5K on London's shortest street, and then when I went to edit it, I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Like, conceptually it was kind of okay, and then when I actually did it, I was like, this is so uninteresting. And then on the way home, Malaysian flag, I was on the Bakerloo line, and I was like, what if I try to race this train to the next station? I got cooked. It was at the next station before I even left that station. All right, Malaysia, we're all good with that, right? So those are 2 videos that I record. I don't know if you count the second one as being recorded. It's like a 30-second clip of a train just leaving a station. But yeah, that's the unreleased ones. Ooh. Southeast Asia, definitely. Ooh, Sammy Marcos saying, yeah, thankfully Iceland still stamps passports. I think land borders, pretty much everywhere, they still do. I'm thinking Indonesia. Okay, I've seriously got to catch up here. Belgium. Yeah. Hydration reminder, gotta stay hydrated. Okay, the passport card is the best for use inside the US travel, to be clear. Really? I feel like my fear would be that I'd give it to a random bouncer and they'd be like, what is this? You know? I feel like not enough people know what that looks like. Yeah, and Freezite saying Ewan's top video for me was when he walked from Massachusetts to Providence. Thank you. That one's one of my favorites too. That one's up there. I think that one, biking across Florida, the biking in Scotland. I do want to, in a few, maybe like 2 months, I want to try to bike to Philly. That'll be like a 2-day ride. I think that'll be fun. But got to go out on the bike more. Did my first 5K today after getting injured however many months ago, which was just the most amazing feeling ever. Also hit my 3rd best time in the mile ever according to Strava, and I was like, well, that's kind of depressing. I'm still kind of injured. But Christopher likes saying, I'm considering getting an electric e-bike. And Sammy Marcos saying electric is the GOAT with Ryan. I have no idea what that means, so I'm thinking I don't understand Christopher Likes' comment. Ooh. Is that concrete? Could this be a Filipino concrete road? Yeah, W Dig saying Indonesia vibes. Oh yeah, this is not the Philippines. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Yeah, Kat's saying it's not the Philippines. Oh, that's Ryan Trahan. Bro, I don't know. I'm not culturally hip. I don't know the pop culture. But okay, for passport cards generally for land crossings. Okay, that makes sense. I imagine like U.S. Canada, right? U.S. Mexico. This says Indonesia. We good with Indonesia? Okay. Freezite saying, carry your normal ID. But the airport, they won't. Yeah, airport, they'll know. Fair. Keep passport safe at home if you can. All right, Indonesia. You have cat saying Indonesia then. Also, good point. If it, yeah, we should have seen a flag by now. That's what you'd expect. But I guess this is a rather unpatriotic part of Indonesia. All right, let's do it. Cool. BW Dixon, shout out the 5K. Yeah, thank you. It was so much. I just went running in the park. It was a great time. I went to the gym first to loosen up my ankle on the stationary bike. Went to the park, 5K. Great time. Ooh, windmill meta. Is that a thing? Is this just the Netherlands then? Is that the windmill meta? I don't think it is. Let's go to this town. Oh, Letric has donated 10K each day for the fundraiser for St. Jude. That's awesome. I know about Ryan Trahan. I just don't know. I didn't know Letric was a person. I thought you were trying to say electric. No, see, that's the thing. This town doesn't look Dutch, and this looks Swedish. So I think we're in Sweden. Oh, okay. Tired saying it's not a meta, just saying it's a windmill. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. Nope, no idea what that is. Yeah, Cat's saying Scandinavian. Man, Ryan Trahan's up to 11 million. What was the record again for most money raised by a YouTuber for charity? This is 100% Swedish. Oh, Letric is a company that makes e-bikes, not a person. So I don't know things, it seems. I just don't know things. All of my knowledge is sun north, therefore we're south. That's those are all the things I know. Yeah, W Dick saying this is definitely Sweden. Cat saying Sweden. Okay, Christopher Like saying 12 million is the record. Getting close. I thought he was already pretty close to it last week. Was he at 10 last week? All right. Any objections to Sweden? And okay. Freezite saying passport cards valid for Canada, Mexico, and Caribbean destinations. Gotcha. That's cool. I've really never considered one. Yeah, exactly, Sammy Marco. It's all GeoGuessr metas. I know nothing else. These are the only things I can have conversations about. Oh, okay, that was terrifying for a second. Oh, he was at 7 million last week. My bad, then. What? Just taking a second to process this. Yeah, WD saying Finland. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is Sammy at the top. And then finish at the bottom. Yeah, Cat saying top might be Sammy. See, look, I looked at it, and my initial thought was this is Finland. And then I really just had to actually just keep looking at it. I really just needed to keep looking at this. W Dick saying Sammy spotted, but spelling it like Sammy Marco. Which is, yeah, Sammy Marco said I really need to meet a Sammy person. I genuinely did not put that together until W Dick spelled it that way. Further proof that nothing else is happening up here. It's all just GeoGuessr. Alright, are we all good with Finland, though? Want to be sure of that. I mean, the landscape kind of fits. This thing, yeah, this is just wild. Oof. Also, I guess just to kind of electric bike, just to, okay, well, none of that took. Electric bike. Interesting. That's cool. Kind of expensive. I guess not for an e-bike. That's good. I don't know what the market is for e-bikes. Have you ever, hold on, check this out. It's like electric surfboard. Yeah, these things. This is my, if I could own anything, if I could make one stupid purchase, it's one of these. Yeah, you just, it's like a, yeah, it's just, you hold the, I'm describing this horribly. You have the little thing. It's like a boosted board, but a surfboard, so you have the little controller, and you're just like, whee! It's a horrible description, but electric bike just reminded me of that. Yeah, northern Finland. Oh yeah, a range of 175 miles for the top e-bikes is crazy. I feel like we've been in this exact spot 30 times. That is a wild distance. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to visualize 175 miles, like between two cities. How fast can you go on it? So I'm thinking. It's like Philly to DC. Is that 175? Oh, Key West and Miami. That's crazy. Okay, Syracuse to Buffalo is 150. Wow. Dude, you could get that e-bike and just go. That's actually insane. Freeze saying there's an e-bike channel that teaches you how to jailbreak it. You can hit 70 miles per hour. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It just is. I'm just picturing someone on a bike trail going 70 and just wiping out. Oh wow, DC Philly's less than that. It's only 140 miles. So you could do DC Philly on an electric bike. I feel like this is not the populated direction. But yeah, everyone's saying Swiss. I would agree. That's... Well, I guess it's been spoiled then. The next video is actually me on a 70 mile per hour e-bike dying on the Beltway as I try to e-bike my way to Philadelphia from DC. So these aren't Swiss plates. That's the issue. And Rory Shea's saying and get shot in Baltimore. No, I don't even make it to Baltimore. I hit 72 blocks in and just get T-boned. This is a nice village. Would love to visit here. Probably Austria. This will be in German. What? Alright, that's confusing. That's extremely confusing. Yeah, okay, so W Dick sings Slovenia, Croatia, Cat sings Slovenia, then... Yeah, dot S what? SI. That's Slovenia, right? SL is Slovakia. Yep, everyone's in agreement. Or, sorry, 2 people are in agreement, but that's good enough. What even is this? So, like, yeah, multiple people saying Mongolia. I would agree. It's just, I don't know what these things are. It's just an obscure spot and location. Catching up, though. Yeah, Wanderer saying crime's down in Baltimore, you'll be fine. I will say, I actually like Baltimore. Unpopular opinion, I do actually like Baltimore. I've spent a good amount of time there. Actually enjoyable place. Yeah, okay. So, some good points made. Iltired saying Uzbek is in footage. Cat saying Mongolia or Central Asia. Freezite saying could be Buryat in Russia. So, those are all totally plausible things. So, here we go. Yep, that's Cyrillic. It's Shanar? Ulem Khin Shalar. It feels Mongolian, but it's... This is odd. This is... Okay. Yeah, exactly, W. Dick. That was a good call to wait on that one. And... yeah, Friesite saying this might be the area of Slovenia that looks like Switzerland. We've been here before. I vaguely recall that. Honestly, every time we get Slovenia, I'm always like, this feels like an official uniform. So maybe there's a badge? No. Every time we get Slovenia, I feel like we're always like, wow, Slovenia's so nice. And we've talked about going there, but yeah, in the future. Let's look at this. Delgur. The double Y here is odd. Because the Y makes a U sound. So this is Delgur. That almost looks like a Kyrgyz plate here. But Kyrgyzstan is flatter than this. Yeah, W. Dig also saying Delgur. Yeah, Friesite saying could be Tibet. Wait, no, it has to be Mongolia. It couldn't be Tibet. Yeah, as Katz is saying, Cyrillic in Tibet. That's a Mongolian plate there, I think. It doesn't... It could be a few places. Mongolia is definitely one of them. So I'm trying to read this. Here we go. Golem Bank. This is odd. Yeah, Christopher likes saying I'm leaning Mongolia, but there is a parking lot. So there's a lot of double letters here, which I don't think... Oh, Katz is saying Kazakhstan there. Where does it say it? Wait. I don't see that. This is... Taobai? Shori... Got the P parking sign. It's such an odd one. Huh. Yeah, catching up in the chat, Wanderer saying I live in Baltimore and I haven't been shot. Fun fact, most people in Baltimore have not been shot. Because they are alive and living in Baltimore. Okay, we're getting out of here. We're driving out. Genuinely enjoy that city, though. What's it? There was something about... Sammy Marco saying I've been to Baltimore and haven't been shot. Yes, as has Wanderer. Was there something where... Yeah, Friesite saying Sammy's the reason crime is down. Freezite saying the only other Buddhist place in Russia is Buryat near the Caspian. Yeah, the Street View car in the parking lot. Okay. So WDig asking if we can get any closer to that sign to see the symbols. Whoops. Freezite saying that lady was dressed like a North Korean spy. She definitely dressed very official. I think this town will be helpful. Yeah, WDig saying leading Mongolia. Wonder saying, yeah, I love Baltimore, but everyone loves to hate on it. It's very easy to... The Wire did that city no favors. So let's... I'm just... Cattle. So... this... I was about to say this doesn't... Landscape-wise, this doesn't feel like Mongolia, and then you see this, and there's obviously more of the East Asian influence in Mongolia than there is in somewhere like Kazakhstan. So I'm just so... WDig saying lack of horses for Mongolia. Lack of horses for wherever this is, honestly. Because we're in the steppes. 100% in the steppes, and there should be horses. But why is there another random parking lot? This is so odd. Sammy Marcos saying if Baltimore built its metro all the way out, it'd be really good. Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad Baltimore has a metro. So many cities in the States just don't. Like, they'll have a downtown trolley, and that's it. I thought about doing that for a video one time, racing the downtown Tampa trolley, and I was like, it's just not a good video. Freezite asking if that's a scorpion. That is a scorpion. That's the thing. It's so, there's so many weird symbols here that I can't attribute to anything. It's so confusing. Exactly, Sammy Marca. It's just weird. I can't figure this out. Freezite saying the question is, does Baltimore love you back? Yeah, the Wire did it no favors. I feel like anyone willing to love Baltimore deserves Baltimore's love. You know, it's like a neglected child. What is that U? Why does it have a thing? I think this has to be Mongolia. Yes, Sammy Marcos saying Tampa moment. Scorpios rise up. Scorpio gang. When are Scorpios born? I know nothing about astrology. I had to think about the name. I was hoping that was a reflection, and as we got closer we'd be able to see what's on the sign, but instead it is just a white sign. Sammy Marco called it a Spanish U. That's really funny. No, exactly, Christopher. Like, this is like Star Wars meets Genghis Khan, but then with some additional weird random symbols that I can't attribute to anything. Yeah, Tatooine moment. Okay, Halloween season birthdays. Gotcha. Mauritius saying November. Late October to late November. Gotcha. I like that time of the year. It's a good time of the year. Good for y'all. Okay, Wonder saying Larry Hogan blocked the money to expand the transit there. Last Republican governor. He was only governor maybe like 7 years ago, right? Yes, it's 2025. Right? Not the right on the 2025 part, but the 7 years ago part. Yeah, Christopher likes saying late November is the best time of year. 100%. 100%. That is the best time. Summer's cool. Summer would be great if it were 2 weeks long and you just got the 2 weeks off. That would be perfect. 3 months of it and having to do normal life during it, nightmare. Oh yeah, I love showering every time I come home from somewhere. Exactly. Sammy Orca saying that would be the perfect summer. Literally just go to the nearest beach, hang out, chill out, go back to normal life afterward. Margaritas. Margaritas. Had this great one the other night. It was like 3 margaritas, and then it had the Corona upside down in it. And the guy was like, "This is like three of our normal margaritas in one." And it was only $19 in Manhattan. I was like, chef's kiss. Yeah, Arturo Hernandez saying rip Hulk Hogan though. That's a Tampa area native. R.I.P. brother. Hulkamaniacs wanted the Metro. Did they really? I know he was well liked, like across the aisle. I know he had good bipartisan support. Larry Hogan, not Hulk Hogan. This is just the desert. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying, I think you'll really like the NYC Fault. That's what I'm waiting for, dude. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I hate wearing, and I've 100% said this on here before. In the summer, being a dude in the summer, you have the wardrobe of a 3-year-old. It's like, my t-shirt and shorts again. It's like that's what a 3-year-old wears. It's like I want to wear a jacket, like a comfortable jacket, and just it's just you know. Cat saying I love t-shirts and shorts. It isn't the vibe. Unpopular opinion. Huge fan of sweatshirt and shorts. Some people say it's a faux pas. I love it. Freezite send margaritas and burritos. I got enchiladas actually. It was pretty good. Yeah, Freezite asking where at. That's a steal. It's like Mad Dog Mexican Cantina in Midtown, I think. There's one in Videye too. Cat's saying part of the Gobi Desert's in Mongolia too, right? Yes. Do we do Mongolia here? Freezite saying there's only one Hogan brother. I don't know about that. That's the thing with last names. There are a lot of people with them. Oh yes, democracy. Good point. Let's start a poll for funsies. 'Cause I don't feel like wandering around the desert. I'll just do Mongolia ? Yes, no. Yeah, Sam Marco saying sweater weather can't come fast enough. For real. If we could just have like 60 degrees permanently, like 55 to 60 permanently. Amazing. Weather changes when you go on vacation. Wherever you live is always 55 to 60, and then when you go on vacation it changes. If you go to Cancun, it's 85. If you go to somewhere where it's supposed to snow, it's snowing. 100%. Okay, we're getting 83% on the yes. Do we do it? 86% on the yes. Okay. Okay, cool. Woo. That was stressful. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying for me it's sweatshirt and jeans. I can get behind that. Can totally get behind that. Sweatshirt, that's the big thing. Sweatshirt. Yeah, W Dig also saying you can get behind a pullover, quarter zip, and shorts. 100%. It's like my torso gets cold, but my legs don't. The Freezite saying, let me look it up. Mad Dogs and Beans. I don't think it's called that. I thought it was just called Mad Dog. Okay, this is Italian. I don't think this is San Marino either. But Freezite saying I need to go to New York and finish my Andrew biography. Is it an Andrew Cuomo biography? Freezite asking, was the cantina near Bryant Park? Yes. It's on... It's in the 30s, I think. No. North of 35th. I know that. Maybe like 37th. Freezite saying no, our Andrew. Okay, who's this Andrew? Oh, I'm an idiot. Belarusian Andrew. Yeah, this is... Why is there an Enye? Yeah, this is... This doesn't even... What? Why did I think this was Italian? That's that weird. Yeah, I know. Italian is D. Like seeing della. That's 100% Spanish. There was something back there that made me think it was Italian for some reason. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying it seems like Italian. Or sorry, it seems like Spanish. Wow, my brain actually just completely misfired there. Yeah, WDX saying love democracy in action. Yeah, low-key Japan vibes. Cat saying I haven't been to NYC either. Missing out, great city. It's been smoggy all weekend though. Went out and took videos for the I'm Not Dead, like clips for the I'm Not Dead video, and they're all kind of smoggy. But yeah. Okay, catching up. Yeah, not Andorra. Definitely not Andorra. Or is it? LU is odd. That's not a highway number that I know. Yeah, they don't use LU. Right, let's go to Andorra. They also don't, but it seems more similar. Okay, they have En-roads in the north of Spain. I'm happy with Spain here. Anyone object? Yeah, El Tired saying Galician, maybe it's not Andorra. But yeah. Yeah, because you got margarita in the brain. If that's still in there after it was like went Thursday, we got some issues. Alright, España send. Let's... Okay, just for like I said, I need like one more person to agree before we do this. Sammy Marco saying, I'm annoyed I wasn't able to see NYC before I came to Blacksburg. You got plenty. You got breaks. Christmas break, fall break, spring break. There's plenty of time to see more places. Yeah, Galicia. Interesting. I swear there was something off about that. Lukoil. Yeah, Lukoil. So, that's a gas station. Anything on here that's nothing helpful? Yeah, Freezite saying NYC will be there all this time, bro. Exactly. It's not going anywhere. Yet. Sammy Marco saying, yeah, my family's from the other Galicia. Hold up. Yay, dual script. I love dual scripts. That's so fun. This is not a letter in Russian. So, yay. Seems to make the NJ sound. W. Dick saying King of Cyrillic. Yeah. El Tired saying, well, Second American Civil War. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cat saying Serbia. Yeah, we saw that letter. Oh, we saw that letter before in Serbia. I thought we saw a different letter. I thought it was a B with the tail that we saw in Serbia. But it's a similar sign. Like, it's the same signs that we saw in Serbia earlier. Weird thing. So at that actual cantina, while we were having the marks, the Bulgaria. Interesting. Alright, this warrants further investigation. There's a flag up here. Yeah, Frieza saying King, we call him Tsar around these parts. I'd take a Tsar title. That goes pretty hard. Also H with this strike through at the top. Yeah. That's another one somewhere, but I don't know where. Cat saying, yeah. Yeah, hold on. I need to grab another cough drop. My throat's not as bad as it was last week, but it's still not great. Turns out there was mold in the air conditioner. That's what that was about. So new air conditioner as of today. Just went the week without it and survived with my little desktop fan. This thing put in work this week. This goated fan. So here's the thing. I think this says Macedonia. Yeah, WD just wrote Macedonia. I was looking at that and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, Rory says saying Mold loves you. Mold loves me. Mold loves me. Not the first person to mention that. Yeah, WD saying Moldova. Iltard saying Macedonia or North Macedonia. It would be North Macedonia because of the Cyrillic. But this is .bg. But trucks move. So we need to keep going, basically. Frieza is saying, yeah, you were also thinking Moldova. But anyway, we're at that cantina, having those margs. And wait, this might actually be super helpful. Nope, too far away. Okay. But the friend that I'm with, who's actually in one of the videos on the channel, he's the guy. Yeah, Macedonian colors, but I don't think it's enough to go off of, honestly. It could be the region of Bulgaria that we're in's colors, Macedonian flag. Okay. How do we feel? Macedonia? Or North Macedonia? Yeah, Cat's saying yep, send. Alright. Let's do it. Yep, WDig's saying North Macedonia. Alright. Oh, yay! Dirt. Alright, well, let's go this way. Yeah, on the border. We've been in that area before, too. But anyway, at that Mexican place with the friend who, if you go back in the videos, it's definitely not near the top. But he's the guy who put me in an Uber in Buenos Aires and just sent me somewhere. It's that video. It's the, like, no phone, abandoned in Buenos Aires or whatever. The friend from that video, we met up, got marks. Turns out we have the same Russian teacher. We just take the class on different days. Total coincidence. I was like, oh, where are you taking Russian? He tells me. We basically both found out we're taking Russian. Like, where are you taking it? Tells me. I'm like, oh. Is so-and-so your teacher? He's like, oh, yeah. It's like, what? So, yeah, I've got nowhere right now. Okay, English. That's something. Sammy Marco asking, is my friend American or Argentinian? He's American. He's a dual national, but not of Argentina. But American. Freezite saying East Africa. Yeah, Cat saying Africa vibes. I would agree with both of those statements. But where? Where? Sammy Marco saying you should go to Transnistria. Dude, I really want to go to more ex-Soviet areas. Would love to go to Transnistria. I just need the time. And I have like the next year and a half of travel planned out already. So anything else just gets tacked on 18 months from now. Ish. Well, yeah. I mean, it's possible to change that plan, but come on. Keep going. Keep going. That's the Kenyan flag right there. Can you see that? Right? Yeah. I tried getting closer, and it's not a great angle, but it's there. Ooh, Cat's saying may or may not have booked a flight to Chisinau, Moldova last Thursday. I've only ever seen that place written down, so I don't know how to pronounce it. But that's awesome. When are you going? What's your itinerary? Like, what's your plan? Sammy Marco saying my mom went to Belarus 2 years after the USSR fell. It was a crazy experience. I'd imagine so. Like, I similarly, you know, I have friends who went to post-Soviet and kind of post-Warsaw Pact countries after everything came down. That's like bottle of vodka for $1 kind of thing. Okay, yeah. Cat saying Kenya send. Let's do it. Awesome. Yeah, El Tired saying I so want to go Chernobyl tour. This is Chernobyl tour? This is Botswana. Cat, yeah. Okay, and reveal the itinerary later. Anxiously await the itinerary. Yes, Sammy Marco saying, man, I want to go to Chisinau. W Dick saying that's so cool. Please visit the. I'm pretty sure we've gotten this place on this stream before, but the Moldova, M-A-L-L, Dova. That's so funny. Hold on. Moldova. I just have to look at it and laugh for a second. That's so funny. It's so funny. Okay, back to Botswana. Okay, there are many tours being offered to Transnistria from there. That's awesome. Potentially dumb question. What do they speak in Transnistria? Can I answer that by just zooming in? Okay, no, it's not obvious. Wait. Is Transnistria here or here? Which side is it on? Okay, Russian. Also, this is 100% Botswana. I just need to prove it. Okay, to the east. That makes the most sense. Yeah, you can spend a day or even do overnights. Man, that's crazy. Old Netflix show called Dark Taurus. That is wild. I don't think I'd want to do that, honestly. But W. Dixon, that's my Roman Empire for real. Moldova or Chernobyl or Transnistria? Which one? Oh, wow. Christopher Lex saying there's an Irish journalist doing YouTube videos from the front lines in Ukraine. Worth a watch. That sounds really... I definitely want to check that out. Okay, yeah. Freezite saying SMH, they speak Russian. Okay. Did I already read that one? I don't remember. My brain's just going beep boop. Christopher likes saying the Irish guy's last video is intense. I feel like all of his videos would be intense. Is that going to say government of Botswana? Yep, .bw, this is Botswana. Any objections to that? But Simi Marco's saying, I had to write a thing for geography class last year and chose Chisinau, and the teacher was like, okay, you're definitely a geography major. That's funny. Okay, speaks a mix of Russian, Ukrainian, and Romanian. That makes sense. Yeah, east of the river, east of the river, Nistria, hence, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Alright, let's do it. Cat Sam finally decided to book because I got tempted to reach 80 countries by the end of this year. That's wow. I remember you hit 69 like only 9 months ago or something, right? That's crazy. Was there anything particularly drawing you to Moldova? Eltired saying this is making me nostalgic for my Russian history classes. Is that in college? It feels oddly specific. So, French, Arabic. W. Dick saying Tunisia, but this... If people think it is, I'm happy to do it. It just doesn't... If the vibes are a little not there for me, personally. Is there the follow truck? That's not the Tunisian follow truck. W. Dig saying you gotta hit like 3 or 4 others, you're so close. Does Transnistria count? That's an important question. Piège. Oh, we should get a country up here. I also realize I probably totally mispronounced that French word. That's the Tunisian flag. Yep, this is Tunisia. Look at that. Alright, any objections? Freezite saying it's not a real country. To you. To the Transnistrians. It is. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. Doing that. Cat saying I only have a few European countries left. And friends wanted me to go to an event in Europe. Gotcha. Check the flights and they're cheap. Yeah. Cheap to go to Chisinau. So are these... What's this flag? W. Dig saying check out a Sheriff Terrace Bowl game there. Didn't they play Real Madrid in the Champions League a few years ago? This is India. Indian flag. Freezite saying Sri Lanka, but I don't think that's what... There's another Indian flag here. I think it's just India. It kind of looked like the Sri Lankan flag, but I don't think it is. Okay, and they have the old Soviet trolley buses. Fun fact. Learned this in Russian class. The Russian word for trolley bus is trolleybus. More you know. Okay, yeah, they beat Real Madrid. That's why I remember it. That's crazy. Now I remember it, because I remember there being all this hype about like the team from a country that doesn't properly exist is playing Real Madrid, but they beat them. That's crazy. All right, India. Nice. Iceland. All right, which direction do we feel like driving aimlessly in? Freezite saying pronounce the potato in your mouth, though. Yeah, I didn't want to do the accent. It's like trolleybus. Trolleybus. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong, but yeah, Semi Marco's saying it too. It's like trolleybus. Привет, меня зовут Ewan. Хорошо. Yeah, bet you're all impressed by that. my 5 words. It definitely feels Icelandic. Yeah, Tired saying I took Russian history classes. Best semester was during Cold War class. That sounds sick. Concurrently took U.S. Cold War and Soviet Cold War history. That sounds so cool. Spasiba! Exactly, Sammy Marco. There we go. 6th word. Spasiba. I was saying that wrong the entire time in Central Asia. I was saying it like Spiciba, but it's Spasiba. And that means thank you. Drew is joining us. Drew, our Belarusian friend who can enlighten us on some of the pronunciation here, saying, I played Counter-Strike, taught me plenty of Russian. Of course, his native language is Belarusian, so that's why he learned Russian from Counter-Strike. Christopher Lex saying, yeah, Transnistria is the poor man's answer to the Royal Order of Malta. What was the Royal Order of Malta? So I know of it, I've heard of it, but I know nothing about it. Yeah, Sammy Marco laughing about spicy, but that's how I remembered it, though. That's how I taught my friend it as well. That's how I was saying, like, dude, this is how I remember this. It's like spicy, but. And he was like, oh, and that was like the one word we remembered the entire time. Yeah, El Tired saying yes, Drew saying only bad words, though. Kat saying WD gets the yearly concert in Amsterdam later this year. Oh, I assume there's something Eurovision related. There was a sign, wasn't there? Interesting. Iceland? Yeah. Yeah. Kat saying Iceland. Yeah, W. Dick saying Drew was summoned. Drew was summoned by the Soviet conversation. He feels it. He like gets his Belarusian tingle. Yeah, everyone's saying Iceland. He needs to join. I'd never seen that letter before, so it was kind of confusing. I did not know they used that. What's going on over here? This is an interesting place. This is Italian. Like 100%. Okay, Sammy Marco saying Royal Order of Malta is a country without land. Okay. It's ringing a bell. You're saying tried Russian Duolingo in 2020. What made you stop? Italian flag. Okay, yeah. Fuming. You know what? I'm not going to try to pronounce Italian. Italy. Sun is to the east, southeast. Noted. So Sammy Marco saying that the letter that I don't know how to describe makes the sound like the word Thor. Interesting. More you know. But we are... I don't know, this one's odd. Oh, that's helpful. Okay. The roads look too nice for what I think. Okay. Sammy Marco's saying that letter's called Thorn. Interesting. It's a long name. I feel like letters are usually a lot shorter with names, like across languages. Peru, that is what I'm thinking. Cat saying bless you and thank you, cats. And Sleems hopping in saying sup. What's up, Sleems? By the way, if you go into the Discord, Sleems put their Spotify link in there. Actually, awesome music, by the way. So go into the Discord, check out Sleems' Spotify. Genuinely, really good music. Like 100%. If I can say, you know, do something today after this, go check that out. Drew saying it used to be in English. It makes sense given the, you know, English is Germanic. It's now, you know, got a little bit of French added in there from this quirky little thing that happened in the 1000s. But Germanic roots. Old English is, yeah, Drew saying, yeah, Old English is annoying and terrible, would never read it again. Yeah, W Dig saying, shout out DJ Sleems. Blah, blah, blah. I like, DJ Sleems goes hard. You gotta use that. Yeah, Sleems saying thanks. My new stuff is so much better than what's out there right now. It's still really good. So, genuinely check that out. Yes. Cat saying, I'm gonna check it out. Love that. Freezite has just realized that his victim is here. R.I.P. But how off base does Peru feel? Because like mountain wise, this feels like Peru, but the roads feel too good. You know? Iltard saying any world where this is Balkan land. I was kind of thinking that, and then we saw Spanish. So, Freezite saying victim is such a harsh word. I think you know it's true. But Sammy Marco saying, try to be Peru. I don't know. Freezite saying could be Chile. Sleem saying I don't hate that guess. That's a European plate. And I think that's an I. You're kidding me. Yeah, Freezite saying this could be northern Spain. Sleem saying ever Spain. I think this is... could be Spain. Freezite saying see, I knew it. Cat saying Spain then. Let's just give it a second, because that was an Italian plate back there. And Cat saying, since Iceland showed up, my itinerary is... okay. Just not Reykjavik, Amsterdam. That is, like, neck-breaking. That is like, what? She's flying all the way to Moldova, and then halfway home. Well, I guess Calgary isn't really halfway home, but halfway back to Canada at least, and then Amsterdam. Okay, let's read over here. Okay, so this is my problem, is that this sounds like Italian. La Bagna. Okay, no, it's Spain. It's Spain. Yeah, Slim's saying stop sign said stop, not in Spanish. We're good. We're good. But, okay, never been to the first two countries and meet your friends in Amsterdam to party. Still, that's gonna be a good time. Galicia again. Awesome. Love Greenland. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Yeah. Oh yeah. What? Like, how many days is that going to be? Let's walk over here. Yeah. Freezite said bingo. Eltard saying so very green. Sammy Marco saying Groenland. Alright, so I don't know what sound that letter makes, but I'm guessing it makes that sound. Are we just good with Greenland here? It just is Greenland. Like, we know that. Drew saying, I partied in Ocala this weekend. Wow, Ocala, Florida. That's like the jewel of the South. Basically equally as cool as Amsterdam, 100%. I would agree with that. Ocala is a crazy place. That's... you never come back from a night of partying in Ocala. It's because if you do come back, it's with a meth addiction. It sucks. Fruzite said Ocala's like Barcelona, but better looking ladies. Some would say that. Christopher likes saying more action in Gainesville. Let's see, Ocala's the off the beaten path option. Alright, are we good with Greenland? Any objections to that? Cat saying couple days in each of the first two. Gotcha. Then way more days in Amsterdam. Just want chill travel at the end. Okay. Sounds good. I like that. It's good to have the couple of days of actually enjoying it. So Marco's saying Ocala's just sad. It's the Altoona of Florida. Yeah. It's definitely a place. Are we good with... No one has agreed. No one has confirmed if Greenland's good. We're just talking about Ocala. Are we good with this? Yes. No. Maybe so. Okay. Semi Marco's saying Greenland. One person has said it. There we go. Okay. And... what's that flag? Come on. This is Pakistan. Yeah. Freezite and Cats are saying it. Sleems is saying India. It just looks like that one spot in Pakistan that we always get. Like, granted, the 4 times we've gotten Pakistan. Drew saying derailing Ewannnawe is a top 10 activity for me. That's sad. He's just admitting he doesn't have many hobbies. I feel bad for bro. Christopher likes saying Ocala's the armpit of Florida. There, I said it. Honestly, for something to even take that cake, Ocala's the armpit's armpit. Like, that is such a... it's impressive to actually achieve that. Good for them, you know? Yeah, W-Dig saying, yeah, Pakistan. Sleem saying possibly, but this looks like Indian cam quality. I agree, but... Semi-Marco, yeah, agreeing with Semi-Marco, I'm pretty sure we've gotten this before. So if we go further up, there should be a mosque. Yeah, Drew saying Lakeland is 100% the armpit. Lakeland's pretty bad. At one point, it was the meth capital of the world. Yep. Yep, it's a great spot. Yeah, Cat's also making a good point. India doesn't use Arabic. If I remember correctly, at this intersection, we'll be next to a car that has the Pakistani flag on it. Right? Semi-Marco saying the Villages is the armpit. No, the Villages is nice. It's just the Villages. It's Arturo's saying it. Nah, it's 100% Ocala. Alright. Democracy. We're starting a poll. Armpit of Florida, question mark. Ocala. Lakeland. I'll add the Villages. Let's just, we'll add Gainesville for fun. Gainesville. We can add Tallahassee. Oh, it doesn't let me add Tallahassee. All right. Starting a poll. Oh yeah, the giant Allah on that car. All right, let's do Pakistan. Yeah, Lahore. Awesome. 125. We're rolling. Ooh. Oh, this is the U.S. or Canada. And then we're going to turn the corner and it's Sweden. I think that looks like an Ohio plate. Oh no, Suburban Labyrinth. Drew saying the Villages has a high STD rate, which is kind of baller for those old people. Yeah, the old people get around. U.S. flag right here. United States. Good with that? U.S. flag? I'm confident that we're good here. Look at the Hummer. What's this flag here? Missed it, but I think there's the... Yeah, there's like the star. We're good. We're good. Yeah. Wait, the poll is tied? 8 votes! I love how 8 people... I expected like 2 or 3 people to vote on this. 8 people voted on this, and it's a 4-way tie. Cat saying I don't know those Floridian places. Freezite saying I've never been to any of those. Be thankful that you haven't been to or know any of them. This is the Netherlands. This just is. Yeah, the poll literally accomplished that. Oh, wait, 9th vote. Securing Ocala. Alright, I guess, I don't have a trophy to give it or anything, but congratulations, Ocala, Florida, on being voted on the Ewannnawe stream, Armpit of Florida. Round of applause for Ocala, Florida. I'm trusting that all of you are also doing a round of applause at home. Everyone give it a round of applause. Alright. That was one of our most highest participated in polls, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Like the ones where stuff's actually on the line, it's like 6, 7. It's like 5, 6, 7. Never seen 9. I really don't think I've ever seen 9. That's just... That's like when you see 60% voter turnout on like an important election, and then it's like bajillion people calling in for Love Island voting. Yeah, Sleem saying Netherlands or Belgium. Okay. Yeah, that poll accomplished nothing. Drew saying I've made friends with at least one homeless person in every city on this list. So, not to fall further behind in the chat, remind me to tell a Drew homeless person story once I catch up in the chat. Be a quick Sammy, use the alt account. It seems you're not missing out on anything by not having been to Florida, honestly. Oh, Cat saying red plates. Let's look. Those cars are only getting further away. And yeah, speaking of which, forgot to add Daytona. Yeah, it's a story about Drew and a homeless person in Daytona. Or homeless people in Daytona. That's kind of a red plate here. Freezite saying I thought Opalaco was the armpit of Florida. I've never heard of that. And I feel like I've just said something I'm not supposed to, probably. Another red plate. Yeah, Drew uses multiple YouTube accounts to vote. I am suspicious that somebody voted twice, 100%, because Ocala last second broke the tiebreaker. So I am suspicious of voter fraud. Sleem saying I know I take pride having not been to Florida in my 25 years of life. Good for you. Yeah, Christopher likes saying there are 3 Florida experts in here. I'm one of them. Yeah. Freezite saying I've been to Miami, Key West, and the Space Center. Not a fan of the heat and the humidity. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I can't stand the heat or the humidity. Freezite saying Miami's kind of a dump TBH except for the ritzy areas, pretty much. Arturo saying must be nice to have not visited. I feel like we're in Flanders. The cat saying I only went to Florida last year to catch a cruise ship in Orlando. Yeah, that's in and out. How it should be. Sammy Marco saying I want to go to Chisnau more than Florida. That's so valid. Alright. We good with Belgium? Yeah, Cat saying Zeebrugge. Being Bruges, which is in Belgium. Yeah, Bruges. Sleem saying then again I'm from the most hated state according to all metrics. Jersey's not great either, but I feel like it's, I don't know. If you told me I had to live in one of them for the rest of my life, I would choose Jersey. Drew saying today was the first time Tampa ever hit a high of 100. Really? I didn't know that it hadn't hit that before. Yeah, WD saying, okay, but we're plurality here in this chat. Slim saying based, yeah. Yeah. That's not a statement in favor of Jersey, but, you know. Oh, Sammy Marco saying Drew homeless person story, please. Okay, so, Belgium. So, one time, we thought it would be funny to do coast to coast overnight. So it was watch the sunset on the west coast, because we're from the west coast, drive to the east coast, watch the sunrise. You know, you get about, like, it was summer, it was like July, so it's like 10 hours of nighttime, right, ish, you know. So we go to the beach, watch the sunset. We go get a pizza. We hang out for a while. Load up the car. There's too many of us, so someone's in the trunk. This is Drew's car. Drew's driving. Drew drives us from, you know, the beach area up through. I remember we go to a Wendy's in Orlando. We go to Daytona Beach. We walk around for a while. We park. We walk around. An amount of us sleep on the beach. Drew, however, goes wandering around for hours in the night. At one point, I think he wades into the water and then lightning hit the ocean, so he ran away scared. He befriended was it one or multiple homeless people, Drew? Drew just wandered around, but like talking to homeless people. Like people plural. And then eventually just kind of, we all woke up, left, dropped our friend off somewhere over here, and then veered off the highway in Orlando. We like got on an on-ramp and then kind of hydroplaned, but there was no hydro, that we just planed off to the side because we had a 250-pound Marine in the trunk, so we just like as we tried to enter the highway. Ended up, Drew and I know each other because I was a lifeguard. Drew was the receptionist. Drew had the keys to open the pool that day. Drew had not slept. Drew was just wandering around on the beach, talking to homeless people. And we get to the pool 3 minutes before it opens. We drive there directly from Daytona across the state. We hit crazy traffic. We open the pool with 3 minutes to spare. Okay, it was many homeless people. And then Drew spends the night just like laying on the floor at reception. Drew spends the day just kind of laying on the floor at reception and just like crashing out, basically. He just spent hours crashing out. Okay. Anyway, we are somewhere. Visit Billings.com. Yeah, I think we're in Montana. Okay. Freezite saying, I've lived in Jersey and lived my... Oh yeah, I'd live in Jersey and live my Sopranos cinematic fantasy. I do want to watch The Sopranos. Yeah, it's like Sopranos every day here. Amazing. Bada boom, bada bing. He likes... Freezite saying Drew likes to play Sato Boy looking for new friends or getting stabbed. Okay, we go with the US here. Yeah, W Dick saying most casual night in Florida, literally. Drew's very much a Florida man. Alright, yep, Sleem saying send, let's do it. Oh, it's not Montana, it's South Dakota. Yeah, you'd think the homeless people will be sleeping too. No, they're out and about, they're chilling. Yeah, Drew saying we dropped our friend off at diabetes camp on the way home too. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying what camp? Yeah, it was, she was a camp counselor at a diabetes camp around Deltona, Florida. Yeah. Yeah. And that was weird. It was this weird background. It was this dirt road, and we're like, boom, 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 bumping around on this dirt road. Again, 250-pound Marine is just banging around the trunk. It was a Ford Escape or Explorer. It's one of those two. So he had room, but I mean... Sammy Marco asking, what does one do at diabetes camp? No idea. I don't think any of us ever asked her that. Sorry, I just read Drew's latest comment where he says, oh, Menuet just joined. Menuet, you're going to enjoy me reading this. There was also a guy who had a 15-minute conversation with about how much he loved crack and hated his wife for smoking his crack that one time. And oh, that was a different conversation. I was with Drew when a guy was just walking with us in St. Petersburg, and he was talking about, how he hated his wife for smoking his crack. W Dig saying Thai, Cat saying Cambodia. You gotta pick one. That's a dangerous one or the other nowadays. I don't know. I can never tell. Menuet joining in saying hi all. Dang, I'm late tonight. Just about time to say goodnight. Is it? Oh, wow. Yeah, 13 minutes left. Too busy talking about Drew and meeting homeless people. And Freezite saying, wait, who's in the trunk? Our friend who is a Marine. He was just bouncing around in the trunk. I don't know why he was in the trunk, but... Like, this guy once... Like, to give you an idea of this guy... There was one time we were going to Walmart. He went to the wrong Walmart. We were supposed to meet Drew at Walmart. Drew went to one Walmart. This guy went to another Walmart. I'm in his back seat. He's speeding on the highway. I go to say something to him, and he looks back at me, takes a bite out of a crayon, and then keeps driving. Lots of characters back home. Yeah, Sleem saying, do you get diabetes or treat diabetes? You treat it. It's definitely treating. It's definitely for treating. Boost strong. But yeah, Christopher likes saying, Sleem saying feels more Cambodia. Christopher likes saying, didn't something happen on the Thai-Cambodian border today? I checked the news a couple hours ago and nothing new had really happened. At least today, I don't think. But Drew's saying I'm too socially awkward to disengage from conversations, so I end up with a lot of great interactions. Drew knows some interesting people. Drew is a very Floridian circle. Yeah, Cat's saying the land borders between Thailand and Cambodia are currently closed. Freezite saying sounds like a human trafficking incident. Not gonna lie, what sounds like a human trafficking incident? I'm surprised you can still fly between the two countries. That's surprising. But Sammy Marco saying Drew needs to make a crayon tier list of what? Oh, of crayons. I'm an idiot. I was like, he was gonna use crayons to rank it. Oh, a dude in the trunk. No, he was there voluntarily. I think we had room up front, too. He just... Did we? No, there was no room. He had to go in the trunk. That looks like a Cambodian flag. Except I can't read this language, so I don't know. Drew saying some of my students at the end of last school year made a Sharpie color scent tier list. They unanimously agreed that light blue was the best. I may or may not have agreed. Cat saying check if it... Oh, left-hand drive or right-hand drive. That's good. Right-hand drive. Okay, yeah, so it's Cambodia then. Yep. All good with that? Yeah, Christopher likes saying Cambodia. That's a very great observation, Cats. Very good observation. Okay, yeah, Drew's saying there was room on the way back home after we dropped the girl off at diabetes camp, but he wanted to stay in the trunk, yeah. Seems saying red dirt meta never fails. I didn't know there was red dirt meta in Cambodia, though. Alright, let's do it. Nice. I will say, speaking of Drew being a teacher, there was one time, stop me if I've told this before, but there was one time he liked rupees. He liked to play around Wait, no. Is that Philippine pesos? Yeah, Cat's saying Philippines. Yeah, Cat's saying yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Cats and W Dig saying Philippines. Let's do it. Nice. Oh, yay! I love random Europe. But one time, Drew was playing with... Oh, wow, yeah, 130. Well, that's right on track. That's, usually do about 30 a stream. Ooh, excuse me. We're killing it. We're doing great. Knocking on wood. One time he was playing with a stapler, and his kids, children, middle schoolers, were like, Drew, don't play with the stapler. You're going to hurt yourself. And he's like, no, it's not loaded. And he's just, like, smacking himself on the leg with it. Guess what happens? Drew staples his leg. Menuet saying, wow, I can't leave you guys alone. I come back, you're talking about crayon-eating men and a man riding in a car trunk intentionally. That is the same man. I will say, just say it's the same guy. I don't know how we got here, though. Today's been a very little of the chat has been about where we actually are. It's just been about other random stuff. Yeah, so we did say it, and Drew stapling himself. Drew saying, you telling a story about me doing something dumb while teaching is great because there's so many different ones you can go with. Are there other ones? I feel like this is Luxembourg. Yeah, exactly, Sammy Marco. It's been a shenanigan day. It feels like Luxembourg. It's Luxembourgish plates. It's the kind of Luxembourgish style house with the, like the color palette is correct. Let's see what it says in this car. .lu. Yeah, this is Luxembourg. Anyone object to that? Drew, are there other good you teaching stories? Yeah, Cat saying Luxembourg send. Let's do it. Yeah, Christopher likes saying Lux. Let's go read this sign up here. Dillhorn, please drive carefully. And what kind of rear plate does that... And that car's gone. Yeah, so I agree that sounds Irish, but I think we take the time to confirm Ireland or UK. Because that's a yellow plate there, which is... Yeah, so this van has British plates. So let's take the time here. Drew saying last year I was standing on a filing cabinet to put a doorbell in my neighbor teacher's ceiling. Why were you putting a doorbell in your neighbor teacher's ceiling? And it flipped out from under me. That was a good one. Okay. Drew saying because funny. What good does... Is it a remote controlled doorbell? Union Jack. This is the United Kingdom. Oh yeah, no Baltics today. That's a weird one. We had 2 Galicias, no Baltics. Yeah, UK. Okay, yes, it is a remote controlled doorbell. I love how students would get in so much trouble for that, and then you've just got Drew standing on a filing cabinet trying to put a doorbell in the ceiling. I was putting the ringer in her ceiling and had the remote so I could gaslight her. It lasted a couple weeks. It's funny. I can respect it. Always down for the funny. Yesterday I stole my roommate's coffee and went and hid it, and then when he went to make a second one, I grabbed that to run away with it as well. He chased me down the hallway, and then I pulled out this squirt gun that I got on Amazon solely for the purpose of squirting him at some point. So I pulled this out, and I'm like, no coming any further. And it was like, ba ba ba, and then he came further, so I started engaging him in battle. So, yeah, it was fun. Yeah, barely any South America, too. No South America, I don't think. We got Spain twice. Sammy Marco saying you're diabolical with your roommate. If mine did that, I'd be upset. Yeah, it's just kind of the relationship we have, though. it's I'm gonna steal your coffee and hide it and squirt you with a squirt gun. Yeah, Cat saying sounds like a fun apartment with you, and if he didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it if it wasn't funny. Slim saying could be oh, I think you're right. Could be Senegal. Maybe not, though, driving left. I think this guy's just all over the road, if I'm honest. I don't think they're on any one particular side. And W Dick saying don't get between a guy and his caffeine. W Dick saying, are you sure he wasn't the one who took your spinach? I feel like if he did it as a meme, he would have told me. Because he would have wanted me to rage. He would have wanted me to be mad. He might have. He did threaten to go nuclear. He said he was going to get my YouTube channel content striked in retaliation. I was like, nothing's going to happen with that. You're not going to do anything. Oh, he's avoiding the potholes. That's what it is. That makes sense. But joke's on him, I'm going to get a stomp rocket in the next week or so. And then when he comes barreling down the hallway at me next, I'm going to like, poof, poof. See, this isn't a Senegalese plate. W. Dick saying we need to hear his side of the story. His side of the story is he had his coffee stolen from him and then squirted with a squirt gun when I stole another coffee from him. He's entirely the victim. Okay. This bus might be the best clue we get. And there's nothing except for the Senegalese flag. All right, Sleems, I think you were right on the money. Oh, wait, Sleems saying Uganda? That's the Senegalese flag, though. What has you thinking Uganda? Because this is right-hand drive. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Sleems saying yes, it is. Alright, we good then? El Tired saying let's take it slow, but we have the Senegalese flag. This is... Watch this. Yep. We're in the Casamance. Whew. Trust. I knew it. Drew saying Ewan victimizes people. There was a whole thing with a burrito. It was traumatic. I still haven't fully recovered. I thought about telling that story, but it's so complicated that I just couldn't even bring myself to tell that story. But Drew started that one. So I'm saying sometimes vibes work. You got the right vibe. Ooh, okay. Went from summer to winter real quick. Man, really no Baltic today. Could this be Baltic? No, this isn't Baltic. Come on, keep going. I will say, just to leave you on it, because it's 9:59, because I'm not going to tell the full burrito thing that Drew's referencing, because it's just so long of a story, but oh no. Alright, dual script. Sleem saying weird turkey ever, unfortunately not. But I'll leave you on the burrito fiasco ends with us both paying each other's family members to beat the other in the night. But the full story's too long. Shumen Hitrino. Cat saying dual script Bulgaria, I think. Shumen! Look at that. Yep. We good with Bulgaria? Yep. Alright. 10 p.m. Right on the dot. There we go. 1:34. Just like that. Drew saying, unfortunately, Ewan's sister is nice to him and lightly hit him while my sister's a psychopath. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Anyway, with that, we are... that's it for the night. I will see you all back here next Sunday, 8 p.m. Great buzzer beater, and have a great night.